Thank you everyone for joining us in this session. Today's webinar is going to be about model coordination with our integration partner, Trimble Connect. And of course, we're going to showcase the integration with Verified and how it looks like. Now, this webinar is going to be divided into two parts. The first part is going to be about Trimble Connect, the core features of it, and what it brings to the model coordination and checking process and to the AEC industry in general. The second part is going to be about Verified. We're going to showcase the main features of Verified and how the integration with Trimble Connect works, and also how we can carry out an effective and efficient model coordination and checking process using this integration with Trimble Connect. Also, in the second part, we're going to have a live demo, 10 to 15 minutes maximum, to showcase how this integration works. Before we get started, there are some housekeeping rules. You can use the chat section to ask your questions. And of course, at the end of this session, we'll have a look at them. There will be some time for live Q&A. And of course, this session is going to be recorded, and all the recordings will be emailed to the participants after the webinar. Okay, so let me first start by saying it's my pleasure to introduce David Lash, who is the innovation manager for the construction sector at Trimble. David has expertise, let's say he's experienced more than 30 years in the AEC industry. His expertise include working with different projects, construction projects, covering all REBA stages, alongside with construction technology and, of course, progressive architecture. Welcome, David.
Thanks very much, Ward. Good to be here.
Yeah. From our end, Ward Turkiya, I'm the Customer Success Manager of Verified here at Xinaps. I'm more involved in BIM model auditing and quality control, establishing the BIM standards and protocols, and CDE management. So that was it from my end, and now I will just head over to you, David.
Fine. Hey, thanks, Ward. Thanks, guys. It's Verifi3D. Great to be with you guys today. So I'm looking at how can we digitize and digital construction, how can we reduce the risk that we're experiencing in the space? And this is in the context of Trimble Connect. So on the screen, I think that's something that you're familiar with, 2D construction drawings, an abstraction of reality. They've been with us for many years. And by all means, it works really well. It's like we can communicate a lot through this. We can, alongside the specifications and things, we can get things done. But then you've got to wonder, what are the things that we're missing out on? What are the opportunities we're missing out on? If we're just thinking about issuing, reviewing, commenting on, and working through just 2D and specifications only, what are all the abstractions that we're trying to communicate through a drawing that is so much easier if you can just do that through 3D generated data? I mean, 2Ds are good. You can do quick dimensions for site. You can print off what you needed for the day. But then when it comes down to things like, well, how do you intelligently use the information? PDFs are abstraction. I mean, the line work doesn't necessarily know what it's actually representing. Take it into a BIM world, you can do quick takeoffs. You can do 3D coordination. You can do height. Really hard to do height in a flat PDF. How high are those penetrations and what's the underside of the lintel and that kind of thing. Clash checking just doesn't happen in 2D. You can overlay PDFs, that's fine, I get that. But when it comes down to letting your machine, your computer, crunch things and just give you some indication of what's not working out, like you can do with Verifi3D, it's just nah, it's not there. And the big one for us is in Trimble, because we're a hardware and a software company, is how do you reuse the data? How do you take it through to these other technologies that are emerging? AI is a massive one. We can do so much more with 3D data than you can with 2D, and then into augmented reality, mixed reality, and then into all the site layout kit and that kind of thing. It just gets really exciting once you're working in a 3D context. And so Connect is definitely set up for a next generation digital construction world. Another example, this is how do you find the size of the opening? Which dimension string are you going for? A lot of information is really ambiguous, and you've really got to think about things carefully if you want to get to information fast. So much easier 3D. You just got to pull off a dimension straight off that door, kind of thing. And as long as that door is generating information for that those drawings one-to-one, it's a perfect match anyway. And on top of that, you get the bonus of all those elements inside that 3D are all hosting a bunch of other information that's really useful. Sorry. And of course, once you've got it into the 3D world, you're leveraging. You're going out to other use cases where you can take that onto other digital-driven kind of hardware and software services. So hey, we're transforming decision making. It's all about like taking that data and reusing it in multiple different contexts. Okay, with the 2D world, you can take that into paper, you can take it onto tablets and things, true, but my goodness, you can do so much more 3D. So we're going to share that project data and use that anywhere, whether it's desktop, laptop, smartphone, VR, site, reality capture device, you name it. And it's all about taking that data, that good construction data, and putting it in context. Put it in a design context, and so that way you can get the comparisons and you can get the context that helps you to make better decisions. So just driving on, so maybe just to run through some quick basics with Connect. So it's all about data sharing, obviously. It's all about like making sure the whole team, no matter what device they're using, has the same data and it's up-to-date data. And it's all about making sure that data is available to different groups. So that way you can build your teams, and then you can allocate, access rights to teams. You can watch the activity feeds, who's seen what, when did they see it. Email notifications tying back into your standard kind of office kind of technologies and things like that, releasing data to the right people at the right time, all those things as you expect from a system. File versioning, of course, so when you are issuing and reissuing, all of the history is still there. So if you're delivering a PDF, 4 or 5 times, all the versions are available for you to go back to and check, as well as the activity feed around that. When did they see it? When did they view it, kind of thing? Who are the teams that can see things? And of course, you got the standard viewers for the 2D world, like you expect, as well as the markups, as well as like allocating tasks around those markups or questions and queries to the people on the teams. But then, of course, we're way more interested in what happens in 3D, because suddenly it's like you can do so much more in terms of like just validating assumptions, as well as getting clear communication when you've got the thing in 3D. And anyone can read this. Anyone can understand a 3D model. 2D is about like abstracting, about symbols, about like how do you mark up a void? There's 10 different ways to mark up a void on a 2D drawing, but in a 3D, you know what it is right away. And once you're in this 3D world, you can start mashing things up. You can even bring in like a 2D information, overlay it, get the right information in context at the right time to the right people. And then throw into that, well, we've got this whole new world of 3D, so how do we communicate? How do we do markups, BCF topics, where you basically guide the people that you need to review things to the exact location in the model and talk and have a discussion at that point. And then once you've got 3D data, how do you create like bill of material reports off them? How do you do comparisons? How do you add things up? So, in these kind of like tables, anyone looking at the model can do their own kind of quantity checks, and then you can build up these formulas, which means that you can add things together. And it's all just available because you're running out of 3D. And it's just in the right there, those properties, so many different a lot of different ways of working with that information. And we can do more, and that's why we're on the line today with Ward and the guys from Verifi3D, because Trimble's not covering all the potential of what you can do with this data, and so that's why we look to partners, to say, look, hey, there's opportunities here. Let's all work together to deliver really good digital construction workflows. And then the leverage of this into the world of Trimble, of course, is you can go on, because once you digitize construction, you can then work that out into the scan world. So Trimble obviously delivers scanners and layout stations and total stations and things like that. And the Connect is the backbone for a lot of those systems. Augmented reality, amazing how you can they can take existing design work and you can put it in context with your inside for AR or outside for site vision, which uses the GNSS receiver. So you can be walking around a site, middle of nowhere, and you know exactly what's going in, and you can demonstrate that with your client, with your building team. And so whether you're in the factory, like in this case here, you're trying to do QA/QC workflows, quality control, and you just want to really simply just get in there and do quick checks, overlay your Connect data over the real world, or an MEP world. This is a great one where you're trying to fit up. You want to see if the kit's going to go in, if it's going to clear certain elements of the real world. Just combining the physical and virtual worlds together. And well, that's me for now. But I'm really interested to know, where you're going to take us from here with this digital construction workflow. So take it away.
Thank you very much, David. That was really insightful to see how Trimble Connect is handling the construction data and all of that. It's really interesting. Okay, now let me start by describing the current workflows that that exist in the construction industry nowadays in terms of model coordination, model checking process. The typical workflow would be having a CDE, and then I would say perhaps you download the file, you go to your model checker, you carry out your model coordination process or model checking process, and then you extract the results and you go back to your original or your native files. Now with Verified, we offer an integrated workflow. And when I say integrated, it means that Verified is seamlessly integrated and connected with CDEs or issue trackers. Regarding CDEs, we're connected to many that exist in the industry. I would like to focus on Trimble Connect this time because the special thing about this integration is that Trimble Connect is one of the few CDEs which has also an issue tracking system through their BCF topics. And this is what we're going to showcase in this demo. Now, regarding Verified, we can handle different file formats. So Revit, IFC, DWG. You take the file from Trimble Connect, I would say, and then put it into the 3D viewer. You do your checking, and then you extract the results, which will just streamline the whole process for you and eliminating all the manual work. Regarding the features of Verified, you will have two viewers, one 3D, the other is 2D, to view your elements that exist in your federated model. You can create as many federated models as you want on Verified. Since we're running on a cloud-based solution, then we're not limited to our graphics card, to our laptop requirement. We can create as many federated models as we want. Regarding the checks, we're not also limited to the classic clash check. Data is essential nowadays, so we need to make sure that our data is consistent and there is no discrepancy in our information model. So we have parametric checks, we have also the free space checks, duplicate, and nowadays we're checking against the information delivery specifications from Building Smart, the IDS. Also, we have our own dedicated data viewer where you can create customizable data sets, such as the Kobe spreadsheets. You could create the early design worksheets, the component, the type, all of these ones. You can then validate them using the checks that we have. Also, there is a chance to do multi-level grouping for the data that you have in the data viewer. In terms of reporting, there are different ways to report the output of Verified. So you can export in Excel, in CSV, you could create a BCF file, or you can just sync directly through the BCF topics on your Trimble Connect account. Now, for our Trimble Connect users, there are different advantages, of course. On the back end, you will have enhanced security using the single sign-on feature with Microsoft. You can create as many federated models as you want, so you're not limited to the space on Verified. You can work with multiple file formats, Revit, IFC, DWG, of course, not to forget about the BCF file. You will have full accessibility to your projects on Trimble Connect because there's a live synchronization between the two platforms. And of course, there's throughout the whole process. So you establish the integration one time, and then you import the data, you import the projects that you have from Trimble Connect into Verified, you check them, and then you sync to BCF topics. On the front end, you will have more features regarding model coordination, 3D viewing features, sections, isolate elements, and all of that. 2D plans to view the elements depending on the floor, of course, and the level in 2D. Accessibility to all the element properties. So if working with Revit, you will have the shared parameters, type parameters, and of course, the different types of checks that we offer on Verified. Regarding data, as I mentioned, creating customizable data sets for Kobe. You can export the data, and also you can create filtering templates. Uniclass, Uniformat, Omniclass, the NLSFB, the Dutch Building Standards, this for us, and of course the Revit and IFC attributes. So you can create your own template and then check your models accordingly. And most importantly, a collaborative environment. So you can add your team members to work with you on Verified. The same people who are working on Trimble can be working also on Verified. You can assign them to issues and all of that. You can share filters with them, rule sets. You can create your own template and then share it with your team members. And of course, you can create and track issues on BCF topics. So this is my verified account. As you can see, I'm running completely in the cloud, in the browser, as you'd like to call it. I'm using Google Chrome to process, and I have also another tab for my Trimble Connect account. Now, this is my Trimble account. I have different projects, as you can see. For this demo, we're going to use Verified Example Project IFC and RVT. This is the one that we're going to use. So I'm going to click on it just to check real quick what are the components of this project. So I have three different Revit files and 3 different IFC files: architectural, MEP, and structural. What we're going to do is that I'm going to establish the integration using my verified account. I'm going to import this project and also view these 3D models all together. We're going to view them, do some checks, and then we can see how we can report it using the BCF topics, which you can see over here. Now, for BCF topics for this project, you can see it's empty. So we're going to show you how we can create this on Verified. Okay, so heading to my Verified account, I will go to my projects. And I can establish the integration by clicking over here, Add Project From, and then I can choose Trimble Connect from here. When you choose the CDE, you need to add your account that is linked to that CDE. So this is the account that I'm using. Of course, if you click on Add Another Account, then you can add your Trimble Connect account over there, and then you can connect to your projects. I'm going to choose this one. And I'm going to navigate and locate. This is the project that we have. As you can see, Verified will access all the projects. And of course, this is depending on the access roles that I have on Trimble Connect and also Verified. So I'm going to choose this one and click on Add Project. Give it a second. And as you can see, the project is added over here. So what I can do is that you can access the models that you have. So the content that we've seen on Trimble Connect, I can also see it here on Verified. Project filters and project rules, these are the features that I use to classify my elements and to validate the content of my models. And of course, you have the project people. If you remember, I told you this is a collaborative environment, which means that I can add my team members. So I can add project member from this company, the one that I have on Verified, or I can add external project member. For instance, I would like to add David. David Lash at trimble.com. And then we just type the name of the person who we would like to add, then add as a person. As you can see, it will be added over here. And of course, it will be pending until he just accepts it from his end. Okay, so now we're going to go to models. And as you can see, we have all the models. Everything is grayed out because this is the first time we establish the integration. Okay, so the first time sometimes, you know, it take maybe 5 minutes in order to view the files. But what we're going to do is that I'm going to load some IFC files. These are the ones that we have on my Trimble account. Personally, I like working with IFC since we can consider them as the PDF of the 3D elements, which means that we can view them anywhere we want. So I will just start by viewing these IFC files. Now you can see that the integration is quite fast. The files are being viewed also like fast over here in the 3D viewer. And this is because we're running completely in the browser. I'm not depending on my machine requirement. You don't need a very sophisticated laptop or a graphics card in order to run Verified as a model checker. You just need a stable internet connection, also a connection to your browser, and that's it. Okay, so of course I can always refresh the latest versions of my files, which are coming from Trimble Connect by clicking over here. To access the new versions and to sync the latest ones, you can click over here as well. And as you can see, it will sync the latest version from Trimble Connect. Okay, after I viewed my files, we can perform the basic 3D navigation features. So we can like section elements like this, as you can see. Also, you can view your files in 2D. You can use the context slider to show the hidden elements. So we have like two dedicated viewers, one 2D and the other is 3D. Let's reset the view. Of course, you will access all the properties from these files. So the same properties that exist also in Trimble Connect, you can view them over here on Verified. And why do we read this? Because we need it for filtering and the rule sets creation. As you can see here, we have the IFC entity, the IFC GUID, since we're using the IFC files. And using the information, the element properties, we can create our own customizable data views using the data viewer. Now, similar to the 3D viewer and the 2D viewer, we have a data viewer where you can access the non-graphical information. For instance, I would like to add, I'm not sure, perhaps the category for the elements. Then I'll just click on preview. And as you can see, everything will be added over here. What you can also do is that you can use the grouping feature in order to group the elements according to the IFC entity or any other attribute. If anyone has any question at any point, just drop your question in the chat and we will get back to it at the end, of course. Yeah, regarding the data views, you can create Kobe data views just to check it before you export the Kobe spreadsheets and all of that. We have our own templates and you can see them on the template portal. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go to rules real quick, and I will just import a couple of them. As you can see, you can load an IDS file as well, the information delivery specifications file format from Building Smart. But I'm just going to click on import. Hopefully, I can locate real quick the files. Okay, just give me a second. Where did I put them? Verified. Webinars. Model coordination. Okay, so this is a rule set in JSON file, as you can see, which I've created earlier, and now I'm importing into Verified. So I just need to refresh, and there you go. So here I've written some example rule sets, which will help us to identify some of the discrepancies that we have for these elements. So the first one is a class check, beams versus flow segments. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to run all the checks over here. So the rule set here contains three main checks, the classic class check, the property check, and the free space check. And I can run them all at once by just running this rule set. And as you can see, these are the results. Let's start by showing the class check. Okay, like this. This one is between beams and the IFC flow segment. The IFC flow segments includes pipes and ducts, of course, and all of this. To see the structure of this check, you can see from here, beams versus flow segment. That's it. The other check that we've used, yeah, I already saved them, but I can run them one more time. Let's start by validating the uniclass codes. So here I want to make sure that all the walls have the correct, or let's say at least have the uniclass code. If not, then it should be retrieved as read. And you can see in the results over here that there are some failed ones, 26 walls, which don't have a uniclass code. It could be like a product, an element code or something. And also to see the structure for this one, you can see from here that we select walls, As you can see, IFC wall standard case. And then I'm checking the classification uniclass. So SS, EF, and PR. And I'm checking if they are not empty. And of course, Verified has detected that these ones are in red, which means that if we go to properties and then I go to uniclass, you won't find anything over here. Of course, these results can be exported. I can export all these results at once into CSV or Excel. And the other type of check that I have is the free space check. Over here, we're validating if there is enough spaces below the VAV equipment, the variable volume air handling equipment. These are mechanical equipment that needs some kind of maintenance area below them, next to them, just to check for maintenance. And it's quite difficult to do all of this in normal checkers or also in the file in the native file. So you need to identify all of this manually. But with Verified, I can just create one rule from here. I go to edit, and then I can validate all of this. So first I need to target all the VAV unit equipment. And then I need to specify what are the disallowed elements. So over here, just to make it easier, I disallowed everything. So any element within this area should be retrieved as a clash or as a discrepancy. Regarding the dimensions, you can control it. We give full control for our users to create the space, the shape that they want. Also for the alignment, you can choose it from where we'd like to take it. But for me, I think this is the best one. You can see that there are some obstacles over here for this specific equipment. Now, regarding the results, you can also see them in the 3D viewer. Okay, so now we checked our files. What we can do is that using the rule set over here, we can share it with other projects. If you have another project that is coming from Trimble Connect, you'll be able, and of course you need to have access to that one. Then you'll be able to share this rule set with it along with its filters. Now, since I've added all these ones, you can see that there are some filters over here to specify the IFC flow moving device, the mechanical equipment. All of this will be imported automatically when you import the rule set. So you don't need to create it from scratch. Everything is just created, beams, the units, and all of that. Okay. So I have a clash over here, some kind of a clash, or let's say an issue. How do we report this to BCF topics on Trimble Connect? The way we do this is by, we can just, of course, we can select them from here. For instance, I would like to select this one. Then I'll just double click. Of course, you can create an issue. If you specify it from here, you can just create an issue, but I'm going to go to report. And as you can see, you can create an issue and keep it unverified, but we recommend also, since you're working with Trimble Connect, BCF Topics is a powerful tool, then you need to sync with it. You just choose Trimble Connect from here. And then, of course, you need to specify the project that you're working with, which is this one. I click on Add Project. I see that there was another issue before from Verified, but was not synced on Trimble Connect. So I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to create a new issue. So we need to make a screenshot. I can make a couple of them, which will be saved also as viewpoint on Verified. So if I click over here, it will just bring back the view. Here I will just say VAV equipment or unit issue. Or let's say free space issue. You can write a description. I will just say test. You can assign it to someone. So as you can see, here we have David. Since I've already added it on Trimble Connect and on Verified, then I can see it over here. I'm going to keep it for myself. And then we can say it's an issue for the priority. All of these entries are the same as BCF topics on Trimble Connect. Okay. The only thing is that the check itself is being carried out on Verified. So I would say this is like high regarding the date. This is the due date. Tags, reference links, all the other ones. I think we're good to go. We can just click on save. And now the issue is being real-time synced to BCF topics on Trimble Connect. Now you can see it here on Verified. I'll just go to my Trimble Connect account. I go to BCF topics, and then I just need to refresh. Okay, BCF topics. Perhaps I need another entry from here. Tags. Okay, yeah, status. I'll say this is new. Then save. Okay, I'm gonna reload one more time. Okay, there you go. You can see that this issue was now synced on BCF topics. If I click on it, of course you can, yeah, because I didn't link the model from the beginning, but regarding the views, you can see them over here. These are the views. Also the information. So the details, you can edit it from here as well. All these entries was added from Verified. Okay, now of course you can fix the issue by or closing the issue by doing this on Trimble Connect or from Verified. And as soon as you sync it from either of the platforms, then the issue will be saved. To conclude everything, what we're doing is that we're automating the model checking and coordination process using Trimble Connect as a place for your information for all your construction data, along with all the details, the 3D models that you need, and then bring Verified as your model checker. Integrate both of them. You will have like one workflow, one effective workflow for model coordination, where it starts with Trimble Connect, and then you go to Verified, and then you end again with Trimble Connect, so you can complete the model coordination cycle. And of course, all of this is to support you in having an effective model production and enhance information management, and all in part of our support for you to be compliant with ISO 19650 for building information modeling management. Yeah, so with now, I'm excited to share that, yes, now we're launching a new ebook, Leverage BIM Data, featuring Trimble Connect. This is our guide to help you in integrating your Trimble Connect account with Verified, showcasing the core features of Trimble Connect and also Verified, and show you how you can perform an effective model checking process. This ebook is available in English, Dutch, and German, and also you can get your copy by clicking on the screen. The links on the screen are clickable, so feel free to click on it. I'll just give you like 5 seconds to click before I move into the other slide. Okay. Don't worry. Also, our colleagues will drop everything, all the details to you in a bit. If you would like to know more about Trimble Connect and you would like to reach out to David, feel free to contact him via his email, david.lash@trimble.com. Also, you can reach out to him via his LinkedIn account. If you would like to know more about Trimble Connect, you can visit their website by clicking on the screen as well. I'll give you 5 more seconds to click on the screen before I go to the other slide. Okay, if you want to know more about Verified, you can reach out to me on my email, word@xinaps.com, or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You can also sign up for a demo today, a personalized demo, 30 minutes demo, and we can address all your requirements and see how we can help you further. I would like to welcome you to say thank you, actually, for joining us today, and a huge thank you for David for joining us today and having the time to present all this information about Trimble Connect. And thank you everyone for joining us today, and we hope that we can see you in other events in the future as well. Thank you everyone, and have a great evening.
Thanks all. Good evening. Bye now.